Hello and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are watching another amazing game that was played really recently at Julius Baer Generation Cup 2024 between Nepomniachtchi, who was playing as white, and his opponent Magnus Carlsen. Now, what makes this game so exciting is that this was the Armageddon game in the semi-finals, and the winner of this game would continue to face Alireza Firuzia in the finals. The game is truly exciting. As you saw from the thumbnail, Magnus Carlsen blundered a quality in one point of the game, but I will not tell you how this game ended because it is truly exciting until the very end. So with that being said, we will go straight into the game. Nepomniachtchi, who was playing as white, opened the game with c4. We have e5 on the board, knight to c3, so we are in English opening. We have knight to f6 for Magnus, knight to f3, and knight to c6 was played for black, so we are in English opening 4 knots variation. White continues with e3 with the main idea to go for d4 a bit later in the game. That is why Magnus immediately counterattacks in the center with d5. And after c takes on d5, knight takes on d5, white goes for bishop b5, pinning this knight, and now taking this pawn is immediate threat. Black has to react. Magnus picks up this knight firstly, and after b takes on c3, it is needed to defend this pawn, and he plays that with bishop d6. Game continued with d4, white still wants to control the center, and Magnus plays queen to f6. Interesting move for Magnus Carlsen. Castle is almost ready here. Now Magnus decided to centralize his queen and also invites white to play d5, which is only played one time, and it was played by Magnus Carlsen, this same position. d5 against Jan Krzysztof Duda. After d5, which Duda played, the same happened in this game. Magnus played a6, and right now in this game bishop e2 was played, but Duda played bishop d3 in his game in 2022. So we have this move, bishop e2. Of course, if you are wondering after a6, is it good to take d takes on c6? It is actually not, because after a takes on b5, c takes on b7, and bishop takes on b7, this position is practically winning for black. Computer gives this almost 2.5 advantage here for black. Simply your bishops are scoping white's king, and this will be a devastation in the white's position, because you simply allowed black to have open bishops. Also, you have pawn islands, which will allow black easily to target your pawns. So this is definitely not good continuation. Jan plays calmly bishop e2, and now we have another great move by Magnus Carlsen. It is a bishop b8. It looks kind of silly that you retreat your knight to this square, but actually it has a simple idea that you want to bring your knight to d7 and then go on c5, grabbing the control of this c5 square. We have castle for Jan Nepomniachtchi, and we have knight to d7 for Magnus Carlsen. Jan continues with c4, and we have castle finally for Magnus Carlsen. Jan Nepomniachtchi continues his development with bishop to b2, right now taking advantage and pinning this pawn here because this queen is behind. We have knight to c5 for Magnus Carlsen, and Jan continues with knight to d2. Now this is a multi-purpose move. The main ideas are to go f4 as well. Also, one of the ideas is to go f3, then go for e4 here in this position. A queen goes on g6. Magnus finally unpins his pawn, and king to h1 was played for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Is a prophylaxis move, simply avoiding any kind of bishop h3 threat. We have a bishop to f5 played for Magnus, and right now we have a rook to c1 here played for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Now just to go a bit back, after king to h1 and bishop f5, maybe Magnus had a better move here instead of bishop f5. It looks like e4 was pretty good as well. You simply gain even more space in the white scam. You also open up this dark squared bishop, but actually after king to h1, bishop f5 was slightly better, and Magnus found the best move of the position. So rook to c1 was played. We have b6 on the board for Magnus, and finally we have f3 on the board. In this position, Magnus Carlsen decided to play a bishop to d7 with the idea to anticipate e4 with f5, which actually happened in the game. So we have e4 and f5 played for Magnus Carlsen. In this position, Jan Nepomniachtchi finds the best move of the position, which is f4. which is pretty amazing. And right now in this position, recommended move for Magnus Carlsen is to play f takes on e4 here, but in this position Magnus went for rook a to e8, completely leaving this skewer tactic here with bishop to h5. Now I still think that this was a blunder. I don't know how else to explain it, because there is simply no good compensation after this continuation you will see in the game. I don't think this was planned, but you have Magnus Carlsen as your opponent, so it might be actually planned. I don't know. You tell me your opinion if this was planned or not. You will see after of course you see the whole game. So as I mentioned, after f4, f takes on e4 was one of the continuations, and after f takes on e5, bishop retreats to e7. We have e6, bishop a4 attacks the queen, and after queen goes to a1, queen to h6 with the direct threat of bishop h4, and this is an equal position here for both players. So we have f4, rook a to e8, a blunder by Magnus Carlsen, and bishop to h5 immediately played for Jan Nepomniachtchi, because he simply sees that this is a nice exchange. Why not? And especially because this is a finals game. Bishop takes on e8, rook takes on e8, and Jan Nepomniachtchi again finds the best move with f takes on e5. Now in this position, it looks like bishop takes on e5 is the best, but after bishop takes, rook takes, e takes on f5, bishop takes on f5, knight to f3 for white, and after rook to e8, queen to d4, this variation and this line actually leaves white with almost completely winning here, because black has no longer any threats here, and white simply has an exchange up. So after f takes on e5, Magnus finds again the best move, genius, rook takes on e5. This is the second exchange and second sacrifice for Magnus Carlsen. Of course, Jan takes this with bishop takes on e5, bishop takes on e5, and right now Jan Nepomniachtchi has this immediate threat, checkmate threat on h2, so he has to address this. He plays knight to f3, attacks also this bishop. A bishop goes on f4, now attacks this rook, and Jan Nepomniachtchi in this position decided to, since he is 2 exchanges up, he wants to give Magnus 1 exchange back, so he asks Magnus, please take, and we will continue the game this way. In case bishop takes on c1, white will gladly accept this, and after rook takes on c1, you are still 1 exchange up, so this is definitely not good for Magnus to take. So after e5, we have knight to e4 here played for Magnus Carlsen, with immediate idea to play knight to g3 here. And in this crucial moment, the saving grace for Jan Nepomniachtchi, there is only one saving move. If you wish, you can pause the video and let me know if you can find the right idea to defend this position, and the right idea was rook to c2. Unfortunately, in the game, Jan Nepomniachtchi missed this, and he played queen to e1. Now the main problem with queen to e1 is that now after knight to g3, which happened in the game with a check, after king goes on g1, we have knight picking up on f1, firstly played for Magnus Carlsen, and right now in this position Jan Nepomniachtchi decided to go for e6. So after knight to f1, if queen takes on f1, then bishop takes on c1, and after e6, firstly bishop e3 to retrieve this bishop, and after king goes on h1, bishop e8, and right now Magnus is winning this game. Magnus is an exchange up. These pawns look really scary and dangerous. This is a beautiful pawn chain, but you have 2 bishops. It's a bishop pair. They cover all the important squares. This bishop will cover this diagonal, and simply Magnus is winning this with ease. So this was the main mistake. So that is the reason why after knight to f1, Jan firstly plays e6, and after bishop retreats, Jan goes for a rook to c3. And now Magnus takes with knight takes on h2, and right now Jan Nepomniachtchi decided to go for a rook on a3. Just to show you that after knight takes on h2, of course, taking this is not good, because right now after queen takes on f2 and king to d1, now black has different ways to continue this game. One of the ways is to play a bishop to d6, simply staying in the game, and this position leaves a dangerous threats on the board here with a queen to h1, with this another bishop going into the game and really threatening to annihilate white's position. Also another threat here is bishop to b4, pinning this rook, and again gaining another exchange. So this is a completely winning for black. That is the reason why rook to a3 was played for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Bishop d6 played for Magnus Carlsen. Jan takes this rook on a6, and after bishop to c5 check, This is on the move 31 where Jan Nepomniachtchi resigned the game. Now the reason why he resigned the game is that there is not many options here. Putting this knight here doesn't solve you anything. Bishop will take and the game will continue this way. You will be forced to give up your queen, and if you go to king to h1, knight takes on f3 with a double check, with a discover check, pardon me, and right now the only move for white is to give up his queen, and after queen to h4 is a checkmate. Now I want to show you, we will go a bit back where Jan Nepomniachtchi made this huge blunder with queen to e1. It was not easy to find the right move. So after knight to e4, the main idea was rook to c2. Now this is the main idea because this covered this f2 square. Now after knight to g3 and king to g1, if black continues with bishop e3, which is by the way the best move, you continue with rook f goes on f2. And right now you completely cover this threat. This rook is hanging, but Jan Nepomniachtchi still has an exchange, 2 exchanges up, so he's perfectly fine with giving 1 exchange up. Now this knight is hanging, you have to be careful. After knight to e4, you continue with king to f1. Right now this rook can be moved, there is no longer a pin threat, and right now after knight takes on f2, rook takes on f2, if you go for bishop f2, king takes on f2, and now let's say something like g5, if you go for this queen to d2, and yes, the material is completely equal, but white has a much better position since he has these passed pawns and this beautiful chain. White can continue with e6 and definitely continue pressing for the win here. White has a slight advantage here and going for the win. So this was the idea that Jan Nepomniachtchi missed, and unfortunately, as you saw after beautiful bishop c5, where Jan Nepomniachtchi resigned and Magnus Carlsen continued to play with Alireza Firouzja, and eventually he won. And this was all I prepared for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, please make sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video with other people who enjoy chess. Also, what really helps with growing my channel and the YouTube algorithm is if you can watch my videos at least until other half of the video. YouTube recommends videos who people watch, and if you can do that, this would really help me a lot, guys. Thank you so much. If you wish to improve chess and you want to go from, I don't know, 500 to 1000, 1000 to 1500, or any other chess goal, unless you're a grandmaster, there is a chess community I'm a part of. You can see the link in the description of this video. Click on it. They have everything: opening, endgame, middle games, how to create a plan, basic things, more advanced things, chess tactics, and everything one chess player might need to improve his chess. So definitely I would recommend this if you wish to improve your chess. And with that being said, I wish you a pleasant night. Bye bye.